Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about a very important topic in biology. It is about the genome organization in eukaryotes, or in other word we can say how DNAs are packed into chromosomes, right? Before we can start the topic, I would like to make a request. If you are yet to subscribe my channel, please hit the subscribe button and do not forget to like the video and share with your friends. Let's get started friends. Uh, in this video, we are going to see actually how a long strand of DNA is condensed into a very short chromosome, right? We know that DNA is the genetic material of all eukaryotic organisms, including human beings and your higher plants. Generally, DNA are not seen in the free state. Rather, they are actually condensed into a very short structure we call chromosome, right? If we consider the size of DNA, it is like some meters in length. But the eukaryotic cell have developed a process to keep this long strand DNA into a very short chromosome, so that actually it can be fitted into a microscopic size cell and no genes can be left out, right? Actually, to understand this process, we can take an example, right? Suppose I am given a long rope, right? And I am told to keep this rope in a very short area possible, right? So what will I do? Actually, suppose this is a rope. Suppose this is a long chain of this is a long rope, right? This is a long rope, and I am told to keep this rope, to keep this rope in a very short period. So what will I do? Actually, I will take a stick. I will take a actually this is a stick. This is a stick, right? This is a stick. I will take a stick, right? This is a stick. I will take a stick, and I will try to. I will what exactly I will do? I will try to this is suppose this is a rope. This is a rope, and this is a stick. So what exactly will I do? I will exactly try to wind this rope around this stick, so that I will get a bundle. I will get a bundle of your rope, right? This way. So I will try to wind this rope around this stick. I will try to wind this rope around this stick, so that after some time I will get a bundle of ropes like this. And this is the process, right? That means it is a rope, and it is surrounded by it is actually wounded by all the ropes, right? That means to keep this long size rope into a very short area possible, what have I done? I have exactly taken a stick, and I have wounded around all these ropes around this stick, so that I have finally found a bundle of ropes. That means here I have found an I have followed this approach to keep this long size rope in a short area possible, right? In this way, the eukaryotic cell has developed a method, so that the long chain of DNA can be condensed into a can be packed into a very short size chromosome, as you see, so that no genes can be left out, right? As you know, DNA is the genetic material, so that it should contain all the genes possible, right? So actually, let's suppose this is your DNA. As we know, DNA is genetic material. This is your DNA. So what exactly we need to do? We have to feed it into a actually into a very short chromosome, right? We have to feed into a chromosome. First of all, what we exactly will do? We will try to make some bundles. First of all, we will try to make some bundles, so that we will take first of all, in this case we will take the help of some proteins that is called as your histone proteins, right? These are histone protein. Let's take these are histone protein. These are histone protein. There are different types of histone protein found in eukaryotic genomes, like H2A, H2B, H3, H4, and your linker what you say linker histone, like your H1, right? So actually, what is the function of these, these histone proteins? They actually serve like the stick. They actually give a area, so that provide areas, so that your DNA can be wounded around, right? So that some bundles will be formed. So actually, because why exactly these things happens? Actually, DNA, as you know, DNA contains your phosphate group, so that all DNAs are negatively charged. And what the your actually histone proteins are positively charged, so that, as we know, negative and positive charges are attracted towards each other, so that negatively charged DNA and positively charged histone protein will be wounded together. So DNA will come and they will wound around it to form nucleosome. Okay, this is called as nucleosome. Okay, that means after the long chain of DNA is wounded around many histones together, they will form some structures like this. Okay, suppose we have many histones, so that these are histone protein, so that some structures like this will be formed, right? Some structure like this will be formed. These are called as your this is your histone protein. Okay, histone protein, and this is your DNA. We have somehow shortened the length, because suppose at first the DNA is very long. Suppose at first we have taken the long strand of DNA. After using the histone proteins, there will be some some knot-like structures, some bundle-like structures. So finally, to a certain extent, we have shortened the length of DNA, and finally, this structure having, this is the DNA, and this is DNA actually, this is DNA, and this is histone protein. So DNA plus protein. So this structure will be as a whole will be called as chromatin. This is called chromatin because chromatin is nothing, it is actually DNA plus protein. So this is DNA, this is protein, this is histone protein, right? So we finally we shortened the length of DNA by forming your chromatin, right? Then chromatin will be condensed further, so that finally it will produce some structures like this, right? Some structures like this. It will produce some structures like this. Okay, this is your metaphase chromosome, right? This is your metaphase chromosome. Okay, so actually we saw that this is your DNA strand. This is your DNA strand. It is a long stranded DNA, right? So to make it shorter, first of all we need to make a chromatin. This structure is called chromatin, because in this process we have used histone protein to give a surface, so that DNA can be the DNA molecule can be wounded around this around it, and form some knots like structure. These are the knot like structures, and these knot like structure are called as nucleosomes. Okay, nucleosomes, right? These are called nucleosomes. So that we see here that we had a DNA molecule like this. We had a long strand of DNA. Now we have actually done what? Actually we have shortened the length of DNA by using some proteins like your histone proteins, which have actually given some surface area over which your DNA molecules have wounded around it, and finally they have formed a complex structure containing both histone protein and your DNA, and this composite structure is called as chromatin. And finally, the chromatin will be condensed further to form a metaphase chromosome. You can see as a whole, this shape suggests that this is a chromosome, right? This is a chromosome. Actually in books we see the structure like this, right? But actually by zooming in we can see that this is the chromosome is made up of actually many these types of thread like structures wounded around each other like this. Okay, and these are actually the DNA and protein. Okay, DNA actually, first we had DNA it is wounded. It is wounded around your histone proteins to form nucleosome, and final nucleosome will be wounded further, will be condensed further to form a metaphase chromosome, right? And this is your metaphase chromosome. Actually, the picture may be maybe looking a little bit messy, but this is the process actually. And these are the thread-like structures. All the thread-like structures are actually the your chromatin, or you can say DNA and protein. Okay, all the DNA and the protein means histone proteins are wounded together in several ways to form finally metaphase chromosome. Actually, this is actually I have shown you the overview of this process, the mechanism, how exactly DNA are, DNA are actually how exactly condensed into your metaphase chromosome, or you can say chromosome, and this is the process how exactly the long sized DNA is packed into your into a so small sized chromosomes in the nucleus, right? But in the next part of this video we will see, with the help of pictures I have already drawn, how is actually the mechanism takes place. Please stay tuned. So friends, in the last half of the video we saw how exactly the DNA molecule was condensed into this type of metaphase chromosome, right? This type of metaphase chromosome. So in this video we will see this see the exact mechanism in much more detail, right? So let's get started. This is your DNA, this is your DNA, this is your DNA, right? This is your DNA. And DNA, as we know that DNA double helix, the width of DNA double helix is like 2 nanometer. Okay, so the DNA double helix now is more condensed, right, by the help of histone protein. Actually, what happens was actually the DNA molecules are wounded around this histone protein to form nucleosomes. In this process, a chromatin is formed. Chromatin means chromosome plus protein. That means this process, this structure is actually the whole structure is actually the chromatin, because in the process we have DNA, we have histone, right? We have DNA, we have histone. That means I have already told in the last few minutes that actually when chromosomes and proteins when DNA and proteins are put together, the structure will be called as chromatin. That means here is your DNA, here is your protein, that means histone protein. So when histone protein gives some area to DNA molecule to be wounded around it, it forms this type of structure. This is called as chromatin. This is called as chromatin, and the width of this chromatin will be like your 11 nanometer, right? In the further downwards, the chromatin, the width of the chromatin will be will be increasing. That means the DNA plus protein, that means chromatin, will be more condensed. In the further process, finally it will finally produce the metaphase chromosome, right? So in the next stage, the chromatin, like the 11 nanometer chromatin fiber, will be more condensed. That means the nucleosome like structures will be the nucleosome structure will be more condensed between themselves. That means they will be intermingled with themselves, they will be coiled between themselves to form much more compact structure. This time the chromatin, the width of the chromatin will be like 30 nanometer. That means in this phase this chromatin will be called as your 30 nanometer chromatin, right? So sometimes this 30 nanometer chromatin structure is also called as solenoid model. This is also important. It is also called as solenoid model, right? This is also called as solenoid model. So 30 nanometer your DNA fiber or your chromatin fiber is popularly called a solenoid model. In the further downwards, the 30 nanometer your 30 nanometer your chromatin fiber will be further condensed, right, in the next stage. But this time it actually this process will be added by a particular type of protein, it's called scaffold protein. That means this protein, it is also called as protein scaffold or scaffold protein. That means the protein scaffold will help this solenoid model to be further, to be further your condensed like this. It is, that means it is more condensed. That means this is your protein scaffold. Protein scaffold will help this solenoid model to be more, condensed, right? That means in this case the 30 nanometer fiber is much more is getting much more condensed to form 1300 or your 300 nanometer your chromatin fiber, right? In this process the solenoid chromatin fiber, or that, or you can say 30 nanometer chromatin fiber is much more condensed by the help of your protein scaffold to form 300 nanometer your chromatin fiber. And in the next stage, this 300 nanometer chromatin fiber will be more, will be condensed more. That means they will be intermingled between themselves, they will be coiled further to finally form this type of metaphase chromosome. This is your metaphase chromosome, and you can see there is a, you can, it seems it does not seem clear. That means here there is a, you can see by zooming this picture, you can see there is, this coiling like structure, right? There is some coiling like structure. That means if you draw the margins, if you draw the your border like this, you can see this is your metaphase chromosome. That means the chromosome you can see in the metaphase. That means if we zoom in this, zoom in this structure, we can find that it is not actually, it is non-plane like structure. There are many, there are many your thread like structure which are intermingled here. It looks little bit messy, but this is the case. That means these fibers, these 300 nanometers fibers, or your 300 nanometer your chromatin fibers are much more, condensed this time to form your 700 nanometer, here 700 nanometer chromatin fiber, or what we can say, we say actually the 700 nanometer fiber as your metaphase chromosome. This is your metaphase chromosome. Okay, so how exactly the DNA is getting condensed each time, and finally it is forming, it is getting condensed finally to form your metaphase chromosome. Actually this is the chromosome of which we are talking about, right? We see actually this is the chromosome, right? That means let's summarize these things once again. So we have a DNA fiber, we have a double stranded DNA helix which has the width 2 nanometer, right? It is getting condensed. We are having the aim that we have to condense the DNA, we have to feed this DNA into this chromosome, right? So first of all, what we need to do is to coil the DNA, right? So first we need to coil the 2 nanometer width DNA, right? First of all, we will use histone protein. So histone protein will give some surface to the DNA. Now DNA will come and will wind around it to form a nucleosome like structure. If you see the detailed structure here, this is the nucleosome. This structure is called nucleosome structure. It contains two types of things. First of all, this is your histone protein, and this red thread like structure is called your this is your DNA, right? And in the exit place there is a linker histone, that is called H1 histone, right? This is your nucleosome structure. It contains your both DNA and protein. This is your DNA, this is your protein, this is your histone protein. So here you can see the histone protein actually is providing some surface to the DNA to be wounded around it, right? So these are not like structure, these are these are not like structure, these are so you can see nucleosomes here. So these are nucleosomes, right? So now we saw the DNA is getting condensed by the help of some histone proteins here to produce 11 nanometer chromatin fiber. Okay, now the 11 nanometer chromatin fiber is further condensed to form 30 nanometer solenoid structure, we can say, because these 11 nanometer structures are further condensed, further they are getting further condensed this way, like this. This is your 11, this is your 11 nanometer, this is your 11 nanometer fiber, right? It is further getting condensed. That means it will condense this way. Okay, it will condense this way. It will condense this way. Okay, it will condense this way to finally form solenoid model. That means this is solenoid structure, right? That means this is 30 nanometer structure, right? That means here in the center this is histone, and these are histone. These circles are, so all are histones, right? Around which these lines are DNA, right? These lines are DNA. They are actually winding around your histone protein in the center. Okay, so this is your 11 nanometer. This is your 11 nanometer your chromatin fiber, and this is your 30 nanometer chromatin fiber. We are popularly calling it as solenoid model, right? In the next stage, actually what happens, this 30 nanometer chromatin fiber, or what we say your solenoid model, will be further condensed to form your proteins, your 300 nanometer your 300 nanometer chromatin fiber. That means this scaffold, this solenoid model, now this solenoid model will be further coiled like this. Like they will be coiled like this, but this time they will be attached by a protein over here. This is called as your scaffold protein, right? It will actually help this scaffold protein will actually help these 30 nanometer fibers to be glued at their original place. That means they will not be separated away. They will actually help like a attaching surface, right? So now 30 nanometers fibers will be more condensed by scaffold protein to form finally this is your 300 nanometer fibers. Okay, and finally the 300 nanometers fibers will be further condensed to form metaphase chromosome. They will be form some metaphase chromosome. Okay, like this. This is your metaphase chromosome. That means the metaphase chromosome is resulting from these the condensation of this 300 nanometer your chromatin fiber. That means this is the metaphase chromosome. Okay, and its width is like your 700 nanometer. Okay, so this is how actually we see in last few minutes we saw actually this was DNA, and it was condensed by using some histone proteins. Now it produces 11 nanometer fiber. Now 11 nanometer fiber is further condensed to form a solenoid model. Then solenoid model, by the help of solenoid structure, by the help of your protein scaffold, it is condensed to form your 300 nanometer fiber, and finally the 300 nanometer fiber will be further condensed to form a metaphase chromosome. For your convenience, I have also I have also decoded this picture over here. So this is how exactly is the process of your this is how exactly is the process of your DNA, how exactly DNA is packed in chromosome, or you can say how exactly large sized DNA are are adjusted inside chromosomes, so that they can be well placed inside nucleus without any problem. So this is how is the whole process works like. And hopefully this video will help you. If you find this video helpful, make sure that you have already subscribed to my channel, and don't forget to like my videos and share with your friends. Thank you.